Okay, ma. So, good afternoon. Thank you for honoring our invitation. We really appreciate. So, please, ma, can you introduce yourself, ma?
Okay. So basically, my name is Titilope Sandra Oladele. I'm a video editor and a content creator. My brand is basically to help individuals and other brands to grow and also record massive sales through videos. Yeah, through converting videos. And I've been privileged to work with numbers of brands like some firms, NGOs, and industries, both in Nigeria and even abroad. And I've been able to gain a kind of rooted experience in many things, but it's just basically on video editing, mock-ups, Instagram highlights, covers, and all other things which I'm not definitely putting into my brand directly, but I've been projecting video editing, whereas I use other things I know in promoting my video editing brand. For instance, I'm not a content writer for people, but I write content for my brand and for some specific brands like that, but I don't really project it. So, and then what else do you want to know? What else should I say like this? So I'm just okay. I'm a final year student of OU, and I'm a voiceover enthusiast. I have to say this everywhere. I love voiceovers. I like anyone with a very good voice. I used to do voiceovers, but then I don't really do it all the time. So I really like voiceover a lot. So I'm just a voiceover enthusiast. And I love being disciplined and consistent. Yeah, if you are disciplined, because I believe if you are consistent with anything, you can achieve anything. So so I'm very disciplined. I try my best to be disciplined. Yeah, let me just put it that way. I try my best to be disciplined and to be consistent in everything I do. So that's all.
Wow. Okay, so before moving to the next question, talking about consistency, we all know that consistency can be quite tricky sometimes. Like maybe not every time. You're actually willing to show up every time, but sometimes maybe your body don't want to show up sometimes. So how do you overcome that? How do you do that?
I think number one is you should have your vision and your basically your vision and your drive, have them in place. Because if you know the reason why you want to do something, it's kind of ginger you to want to do more. So if you have in mind that okay, this is what I want to achieve, this is how I want to help people, these are my goals. For instance, you cannot say you want to create 50 content in a month and then in the second week you're already tired. No. And then another thing that I know that can really help a lot is that you plan ahead. Because when it comes to social media, for instance, people see what you post today. They don't know what you've done in your closet or at home in your secret place and stuff like that. So you plan ahead, you work ahead. For instance, now my content for January, I'm almost through with it. But then I can't post all my content for January today or post it in a particular day. No, I post them one after the other. So once I'm posting it the time I'm supposed to post it, people will be like, oh, this guy is consistent, this guy is this. And whereas some people are eating chicken now, I'm trying to create the content. So I try to plan ahead because there are a lot of things that might come up. Your plans, many things can really come up. You might decide that you want to do something and then something will just come up that you are not even expecting, and then you will not be able to, because social media is big work. So you might not be able to sit down with your laptop and sometimes you might not be settled, sometimes you can have creative block, anything can happen. So it's better to plan ahead, it will to work ahead instead. So it will really, really help your consistency, apart from your drive, your vision, and all those things. Try to work ahead, especially if it's something that you can definitely work ahead on. Then just try it and work ahead. Yeah, so that's what I can say regarding that.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma. Then again, the next question is, how did you come up with your brand? Like, how did it all start?
Okay, my brand generally, right?
Yes, Ma.
Actually, it all started in 2020. I remember I do not know anything about brand, all these things. I have zero idea. But what actually happened was that I was at home and I wasn't really using my course linguistics like that to work. I've not been able to explore my course very, very well. So, and I don't even know much then. So I'm still in 200 level or so. I can't even remember. So it was during that corona period and everybody was stuck at home, nothing to do like that. So I just thought of, okay, what can I do? First thing, I prayed, yeah. Second thing, I started surfing online to join lots of classes. I joined classes. I joined UI UX, I joined graphic designing, I joined every soft skills that I was opportuned to join. I kept joining and joining to the point that I was not able to keep up with many of the classes again. So I joined one which was video editing class. It was free actually. So when I joined it, I did not really follow up the class at all. I think it was about 3 or 5 days later when I opened. I saw a lot of messages, more than 100 or so. I was just like, hey, how do I start with this thing like this? Okay, let me try it, because I tried graphic designing. I tried a lot of things. Like, okay, let me try this one too. So I started going through all the videos that was sent. So I took my time, I think a night or so, sitting down with all those videos, learning everything. And then I got excited. I was like, oh wow, so I can do this thing. Really? Does this thing work like that? Although the person actually created the class so that they can have a master class. You know how they do it back then,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
so funny enough, I didn't even have the money for the master class. It was just 3,000 naira, but I don't have. So I just sat down with it. Okay, this thing is very nice, let me just do it. So there was so many knowledge that I knew that I do not have as at that time, so I just had to take advantage of the little one I had. My first video, I still have it. It was a text animation. So immediately I did it like this. I just sent it to all my friends. I said, oh yeah,
Wow.
I'm now a video editor. They were just laughing. They were just like, oh wow, this thing is nice and everything. And funny enough, my brand name, when I was editing my first video, when I was creating the content, this I got to the brand name. Kimoma Kobai. Okay, let me write Catchy Video Shop. So I just wrote Catchy Video Shop, wrote like that,
Yeah.
spam, and then started like that. So I think I created my first video and sold it for 800 naira. 800. The first person that patronized me paid 800 naira. So the person was, I chatted a lot of people up. Like I was even trying to raise money for the class, for the for that master class. But I was just trying my best. So I was just messaging the little one that he taught us. I kept on practicing and practicing and practicing. So I messaged people. I'm not a video editor. Kiniko. I explored. I explored a lot. I entered people's DM. I passed my boundaries. I did a lot of things that So at least I passed my boundary to the point that somebody had got interested and said, okay, how much? I said 1,000. Person said 800 that I will pay. I say, okay, bring
Yeah.
it. I'm very happy. I told my mommy, mommy, I make money, kiniko. I was very, very happy. So then from there, I continue with that particular video. With time, I increased the money, I think to 1K or 1.5 or so. And then from there, the person that taught me that first class, he diverted to other stuffs. Now those those corona period,
Yeah.
people were just doing those classes to make money. If it's 1,000, maybe 20 people will join, share a grab. So I it
Yes.
diverted. I had the mind that I was going to, once I make little money, I was going to pay for all the other classes that was available. But when I even asked, it doesn't even have all those classes, all those courses again. Like everything was just gone. It was into forex now. What's happening? So I had to explore and then pay for a lot of classes like outside of his own brand and everything. So I had to do for other classes. I when I was trying to connect with people, I met some other video editors. I saw their works. I was wowed, like, oh, this is very nice. So I started paying and paying, and I'm still paying. I'm still paying for
Yeah.
classes, and that was how my brand started back then. So it just started with a free class, but at the same time, someone that was willing to work on it and to keep growing. And that's how I builded my brand, and I'm still building it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That is encouraging and inspiring. Thank you, Ma. And also, I want to ask. You said that when you had the money for the class, you went back to your first tutor and you asked him, and he said he's into forex and all. What was your first impression? Were you discouraged at that time?
Well, I wasn't that discouraged because I, as at that time, I was already meeting other video editors. Like I wanted people to patronize me and see what I was doing. So in the bid of trying to message people and all those things, I met different people with different profession, different people trying to grow like me. Like I just met many people on the online space. So I met about 2 or 3 other people into video editing back then. So I was just like, okay, when he did not even tell me self like that, because it was when I now message and no, I saw his status. I said, this man is not posting video editing again. What's wrong? This is now forex. And then okay, so I messaged him and then I said, okay, no problem. And then I had to pay for a ladies class. I think that was 6K or so. Then that was how I kept moving. I think he did another class on avatar animation. He did another class, but by the time he was still even doing that particular class, I did not have money too. I know, God, I will never be broke in my life. I did not have money too at that time. So I was very pained. So I told him that
It's
I
like,
asked
my
him that,
God,
sir,
beg.
yeah, so I was pained. I asked him, I said, oh wow, that this avatar, this cartoon of a thing is very nice. Can he can he tell me the app that he uses for it? So it was like, no, that why will you be telling me the app? Kiniko. I was like, oh, it's true, Sha,
Sorry.
because
Yeah.
it's your brain property. I should not be
Yes.
asking that kind of question. And no. So it was not like, okay, you are my student, and so he told me the app, that okay, this is the app, but he will not teach me how they are doing it. I wish he did not tell me the app, because he told me the app. I downloaded the app, and the app scattered my whole phone. Like
Wow.
I had to wipe my phone, because video editing is very, very wide. It's one thing to know the app, is another thing to know how to work on the app.
Use
So
it.
that particular application actually destroyed my phone completely. Phone that I was still managing, it started hanging. I uninstalled it. I wiped it about 3 times till
Wow.
the phone went home. RIP. So it was a video it was a video editing app that actually destroyed that phone. And then now I'm with another phone and I'm using the app too. So I can't really say this is how I feel. I was not really paying that first, because I already saw other video editors. But the one that paid
Yeah.
me was the fact that when he was doing another class and I did not have money to now register for that particular class. So I was just like, okay, no wala. And I moved on.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That is inspiring. Also, so like you said that before you said is no more interested, that you already meet with other video editors. So what can you say about connecting?
Ah,
Because
connect.
I can see that connecting actually helped, because even when he said he's no more into video editing, and I know that that can actually be discouraging sometimes, but I think one of the things that helped was because you already have some friends, other video editor friends. So what can you say about connecting?
Actually, connection or connecting with people is very, 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 very important on this online space. I mean, we are focused on social media now, so
Yes.
connecting is very, very important, and you need to be very, very wise about it. I mean, connecting on WhatsApp is completely different from the way you connect on LinkedIn. It's completely different from the way you connect on Instagram. I don't do Facebook and Twitter actually, but those three apps are my apps that I use very well. So I know that connecting in the three of them is very, very different, and you need to know how to go about their connection. But then you, apart from the strategic ways of connecting with people via different social media platform, you yourself, you need to have this kind of courtesy. I understand that having the one thing that helped me in connecting with people rather from the start is that I had this kind of etiquette and kind of courtesy. You see, it's really, really helped me a lot. Yes, I might not know the right thing to do because I've not started paying for WhatsApp classes, this one classes. So I don't really know the right thing to do per se. But I knew I had this etiquette. I know that this is the time I'm supposed to message somebody. This is the time I'm not supposed to message somebody. I cannot message you for the first time and I'm saying hi, hello, can you know? I need to approach people in a way that if you did not reply me or you hear me, I see it as, well, all the best to you, or a kind of a loss to you. Sure, you understand? Like, I'm not seeing it as, not that, if I know that if anything should come up in the future and then the person had to chat me up, if the person see the message I left in his or her DM, that the person will be like, oh, you messaged me, I'm very sorry I did not reply you. Like, that's the kind of messages I receive, because not everybody that I drop a message for that they reply me. No, many people do not reply. So probably when some of them meet me on LinkedIn and all, and they ask me for my contact, and then they message me like, oh, ICatchy, you have messaged me before, I'm very sorry, I'm thinking you come, I'll just be like, oh, no problem, no wahala. So that's because of the kind of message that I left in their DM. So if you just try your best to have this kind of general ethics and etiquette, courtesy, approach, manner, like all those things, it helps a lot. Yeah, there are still a lot of things you need to learn regarding how to connect. I'm already going into how to connect now, but then all those things can really help basically. But connecting with people, connection generally goes a long way, like a very, very long way. Goes a long way in building your brand, in achieving a lot of things in sales. Because if you don't have people, who do you want to sell to? I cannot be selling to my mommy or my daddy. So you need to sell to strangers. You need to sell to strangers, and you need to reach out to them before they know what you are doing, before they can now say they want to buy from you. So connection is really, really a big deal, and we need to treat it as such.
Wow. Oh, thank you, Mom. Also, the next question is, how can you describe branding in your own words?
Oh, branding.
Yes, ma'am.
Branding to me is basically people's perception about you. Now, one thing about branding that we've actually made a mistake about is that people see branding as Timatini business. Once I have a particular business and I name that business as this and this, and then I started selling to people, I already have a brand automatically. Oh wow. Yes, you have a brand, so to say, but you don't have the understanding of what a brand is. Branding is just people's perception, what the way people think, the way people see your brand, the people's thinking, people's thoughts regarding you or regarding your brand. Sure you grab. So now that's why we now have different kind of branding. We have personal branding, we have business branding, we have corporate branding, we have a lot of branding. But then branding itself is the way people perceive your brand. Now what is now that thing that people is perceiving? What is that thing that people are having a particular perception about? Now that thing can now be your business, that thing can be your character, that thing can be about you, that thing can be about your company. So that's why we now have a business brand, a corporate brand, a personal brand, which is the most important part of branding though. So you have a personal brand, you should have all those things. But branding, just like I said, for repetition's sake, is just like it's people's perception about you or your brand or whatever it is that you've actually set out for people to see.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma. So the next question is, how has branding helped your business?
Okay, branding has helped my business a lot, because if it's branding, the way you have to say branding, if it's not branding, I'll not be here, and if it's not branding, I'll not be where I think I want to be. So branding, now going down into other things. Now I said branding is people's perception about your brand, right? So
Yeah.
now there are
Yes.
ways by which you shape people's thinking about your brand. There are diverse ways you shape people's perception about your brand. One of it is you having a brand message, you having a brand vision. For instance, you cannot just say I'm a video editor. Like I barely use that word, I'm a video editor. No, I try to tell you what I do. I am somebody that help your brand grow through videos and growth apps. That's what I tell people. So I have a brand message, I have a vision, I have where I am. So once you yourself, you have what is driving you, people will join you in that drive. Do you understand? So people will join you. So you are shaping their perception with them, with the fact that you know what you are doing. Another thing is you having all these graphics, necessary graphics, having a brand color, a logo, a typography, like all the general things that people now see as branding. Do you understand? All those
Yes.
you branding yourself, or let's say you having a brand, what do you call this thing, ID card, and many other things like that. Yes, you now having all those things to can now help to shape people's perception about you, because all those things are what you post online that people will start seeing consistently. And once they are seeing it consistently rather, they are seeing your message, they are seeing what you are doing, they are getting acquainted, they are liking you, like all those things. Before you know it, you are moving little by little, you are moving, you are gaining people's trust, because that's the essence of branding. You gain
Yes.
people's trust. If you want them to buy, that's marketing. But branding is you gain their trust, because there are many people that have actually referred me that they have never for once patronized me. Like I've seen cases like that. If for someone like this lady on LinkedIn, Favor Luciaya, when I worked for our brand, I did not have her contact at all, and I have been willing to work with her. So I followed her on LinkedIn. My friends talk about her. Favor Luciaya is a very young girl doing well. I don't know, who is this Favor Luciaya? So I decided to go and follow her on LinkedIn, follow her content and all of that. So someone on my contact list, because really you cannot just be sharing some people's contacts like that. So some of my friends have a contact, but they cannot share a contact with me like that. It doesn't really make sense like that. So once someone now has a number, I think she posted something on her status that she needs a video editor, very urgent. And most of my friends, I'm not sure they saw it. So the person immediately she posted it like this. The person screenshotted it and sent it to my DM. Bam. ICatchy, good afternoon. This is message her immediately. Funniest thing, I didn't even know that she was the one. I had no idea. I still left the message. I was like, okay. I was still trying to compose what I was trying to say to the person. Maybe I was telling my TV or something. I don't even know. I just entered that DM. This. So this person said, yo, immediately I pressed that link like this. And I just entered and I saw Favorly say, I was just like, eh? It was a DP that actually convinced me. If it was not a DP, I would not have believed. I would actually think it was someone else. So it was a DP that convinced. Yeah, sure you understand. So branding, all those things, just like I said, it boils down to all those your branding ethics that has actually helped me to gain that person's trust, and the person can refer me, because if anything should happen, the person is also in trouble. But I've been able to gain the person is also in trouble. But imagine somebody like that now drags the person on social media. That means there's a very big trouble. So the person is putting her reputation in line just for me. And me, she all she does was to view my status. I've never chatted with her. I don't know I just know that she viewed my status. I have her contact, and that's all. So branding will help a lot. It has helped me a lot to gain people's trust, to sell, but I want to put it as to gain people's trust and to keep me going.
Okay, wow, that's good. And I love the fact that you said when your friend sent the link to you, you were trying to compose what to say. I don't mean it's another person. The person can just say something like that. So I think it still boils down to personal branding. You need to know how to sell yourself, how to communicate with people the proper way, and not just I got your contact from something like that. Yeah,
that's
okay. Yes. So also talking about, you've talked about personal branding and business branding, your work branding, corporate branding, like I said. So how long into your business do you decide to do the business branding that you said? You having your own color, your own typography. So how long did it?
Actually it took me about, I think, a year, because I said when I started, I practically do not have idea about all those things. So I was just doing my thing the way I feel is right. And so within a year, I've actually seen people talk about branding on their status. I've seen people preach it. I've seen people, like, I've read some books too, because there are some people that you connect with them for the first time, they will say, I have a gift for you. Me, in my mind, I already know that PDF is PDF that you want to send it, let us see. So the person will just send PDF, and some of those PDFs can just be on branding stuff. Some can be, some PDFs are always very, very simple, especially if it is the person that just wrote it. It's not, so I was just okay, let me just see it. I'm not seeing 100 pages. Maybe it's just 15 pages. Okay, let me just open it. Let me just see. I'll just glance through some, read through. I watch a lot of videos. YouTube has consumed my data. So I sat down on YouTube trying to learn a lot about branding and a whole lot of things like that. So it was like almost a year, because I can't remember the month exactly when I started this ICatchy video shop of a thing, but it was in 2020. But it was May 2021. That was when I decided to say, okay, you see this ICatchy video shop of a thing, I'm not doing again. I want to start all over again. I want to have a brand name. Like, I the logo I was using, I designed it myself. So obviously it's not a good logo. I don't need everybody to tell me that it was a bad logo. So I saved up to pay a graphic designer that, okay, because I just made up my mind that I really want to do something exceptional on this social media. I might not know how yet, but the little I know, let me use it very well. So I
Yeah.
saved up, I paid the graphic designer. Okay, the person was even my friend, so I asked them, okay, you see, I don't want a free, I want to pay so that you put all your heart into this thing. So I saved up, I paid for the logo, I paid for a lot of things then, and then some people volunteered that they were going to help me. I think one of my friends too, that one was a graphic designer too, but she was this upcoming person, so she had to do the countdown flyer. Someone else, I paid the one that did the logo, and like that. So I rebranded a year after. Yeah, so like a year after, because I had to just start all over again. So as when I'm celebrating ICatchy's anniversary, the anniversary, okay, we're in which year? We are in 2022. So when I celebrated it this year, I just said, okay, a year later, I just do 1 year anniversary or so. I'm the one that know in my mind that, okay, it's more than that or something. So I just rebranded a year later. So the first year was just like a year for me to understand some things, for me to gain some knowledge. So I just saw it as a kind of foundation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's good. Okay, so have you ever paid for an online ad before?
Online ad? Yeah. Yes.
So for what reason did you pay for an online ad, and did it yield a good result? Like, did it yield the results you were expecting?
I think obviously the main reason that made me pay it was because I wanted people to patronize me. So I wanted to make money. So I was like, okay, it wasn't a big professional something, but it was a WhatsApp TV. So I got interested and okay, I would pay for this. So I paid. I think the person was doing giveaway too, so it was now 1K. I was like, wow, let me quickly jump on this one, no. And then that was how I jumped. Thank you God for the opportunity. And then I paid. When I paid, one person did not enter my DM. One, I was just like, what's going on? What did I like? I was pained, and I'm not the type that, yes, I'm not the type that drag people online, or even if I'm angry, especially if it is an online space, I try to compose my message well, because I don't know where you will meet me in the future. So, and I don't even know the kind of person I'm chatting with, because some people, you might see them as somebody that is very small online, but they are very big offline, and there are people that they are big online, but they are very small offline. So so the online space is just, social media is one word on its own. So I just tried my best. Should I insult this person? Okay. I was just patient. Person enter my name. How far have you been seeing people? I'll just say, oh, I'm still hoping they will come soon. The person will ginger me. Yeah, I said, okay, no problem. At some point, person did not message me again. Me, so I never message again. I said, thank you. Though I think the second one I paid for was what do you call it? I don't know if you know this popular WhatsApp TV. I think Dr. 99 or so. Yeah, I think it was the one. Yeah, so I paid to him. But as at the time I paid to the second WhatsApp TV, I already have an understanding of adverts, like all these normal adverts. I already understood that adverts sometimes, basically, you should not do an advert with the sense of, I want to make money sharp. Just like I said in the beginning, that branding is gaining people's trust. People then the person that posted you, they trusted the person. That's why they are clicking your link to enter your DM. So appreciate the person first. Now you are now the one that will now convert them. You are the one that will show them that you are still worthy. Then they will not give you your money. The only thing that can make them give you your money instantly is if they chatted with the person that posted you one-on-one, and they're like, okay, do you know this person? Should I do this? Should I do that? And all those things. That's one reason why they could just give you their money instantly. But it's a WhatsApp TV, so it's normal to see adverts. So people, you are lucky, they trusted the person that posted it, so they are in your DM. You are the one that will now convert them. So the major essence of all those adverts in the first instance is to gain leads. Sorry, oh Jesus. Is to gain leads. Is to gain should I use followers or connection or people? Yes, is to get people to have your contact. Is to get people to have your contact, to know you. So yeah, it's like you're paying for an easier way for people to know you. Instead of you entering their DM one after the other, just pay for somebody that has the influence, and it will bring people to your DM in a very short time and in a faster way. So that should be the first thing. If some people now message you and buy instantly, you are lucky. Share grab. So the second one was, it converted a bit, in the sense that I had numbers of people that entered my DM, and I saved their contacts, and then from there, some of them patronized me after some time.
Wow. Thank you, Ma. So, what is, do you have any word for startups? Word of advice for startups?
For startups, what I can just say is that, just like me, I just started. So just start. So far as startups, it actually started, but there is just keep going. Let me just use that word, keep going, because the truth is that if I stopped, like if I just stopped and just feel like this thing is not interesting or not, because my first video was interesting, but second, third, fourth was annoying. It was I wanted to make money, because that was the main reason why I started video editing. One of those, I want to make money, and I was bored. I did not see anything to do and all those things. So, but then I did not just stop. I just kept moving and going and posting. In the days that I feel like, in the days that I don't feel like. In fact, it's those days that I don't feel like that, so people will enter my DM and say, oh, how much did you do video, Kineko?
Wow.
So let's just, because most of the time, this online space can be somehow, especially when you see people, brands like you, saying they're already making 6 figures, 10 figures. You'll be like, Jesus. And the funniest thing is that some of them are not doing half of what you are doing. Some of them, you are not really learning many things like that on via their content, because some people will post and you will not, to be candid, you will not really learn. What you will just be reading about is how I made 9 figures, how I did, like, many things will just be their achievements, which is not bad. But then you just like, oh God, why is this like this? Maybe I'm teaching people how to do this, I'm teaching people how to do that, I'm teaching, what's going on? So, but then just keep moving, because you too, you will get there. You just have to be consistent with it, and then try to connect with people. Yes, try to shamelessly connect with people, like just connect with people and keep shaping people's perception about you, whereby when a random person hear your brand name, this is not something bad that will come to their head in the first instance. It's not it's not something annoying that will come to their head in the first instance. There are so many people that have annoyed me online. Like, they have really, really annoyed me. Online is one of the fastest ways to learn patience. Not even with people that is one of the fastest way to learn patience, because some people we annoy. Some people when they'll just enter your DM. Hi, hello, talk, nothing. Okay, fine. If you now decide to talk, that okay, please, may I know why some will insult you. I've seen people insult me on things that me go am right. You are still talking. You still have the mouth, and there are some aspect, there are some time that I'll be right. That's in the ways of me trying to connect with people, talk to them, and all of that. Some they will just tell me that the way I present myself is not good enough, is not this and this. I'm just like, oh God Almighty. I'll
God, I
mean that I'm
beg.
still trying my best. I'm still trying my best. You still enter my DM and say, you should at least be my friend for 3 days, just 3 days. Watch my status 3 days, or just have my contacts. Then you will not come and talk to me. Not that you just attack me up front and start talking to me anyhow. And so, like, online space is just one place that you would learn a whole lot of things, and you'll be frustrated too. In the days that you have good intention and you post something nice, and some people will just enter your status and attack everything you post. They will attack it and attack, and you'll be like, hey, Jesus, you will not start explaining to them that that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I'm actually saying this and this. That's like, you have to know what you know before you post online. You have to know what you know. But then
Yeah.
you just have to know what you know. So, but then you just have to keep going. That's just one of my best advice to startups. Keep going and keep shaping people's perception about you rightly. Even if people misunderstand you in one way or the other, you have tangible things online to stand for you. You have people's thoughts to stand for you. Because there are some people that you cannot just talk about anyhow. People will stand up for them. People will stand up, people will talk on their
Yeah.
behalf. So you to build yourself to the point that when somebody wants to do anyhow, people will stand up for you.
Yeah,
Or you
fans.
yourself, then you yourself, you are convinced that you tried. So
Yeah.
just keep going and keep shaping people's perception about you. I think that's all. But then at the end of it all, you still have to remain you and trust God. I think I should not remove that. You should trust God. You should not remove God from business.
From the equation.
So God gives the best marketing strategies. God gives the very, very best. Who helped me to start video editing? It's God. I told you in the beginning, I prayed. I was like, God, what can I do? Give me what to do. This. And then I started. I wouldn't have joined the first instance. So we should just ask God. We should just ask God. And I feel with that, to many extents, it will keep you going. Like, it will keep you going. Yeah. So that's all.
Wow. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your word. We really appreciate. Thank you for honoring our invite. We pray that the Lord will bless you and your business, your brand will continue to grow in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you, Ma.
Okay. Thank you too.